Good day, 5th graders! I am Sir Ike, the professor. Welcome to another exciting adventure here in the Math Universe. The Mathtastic 5 is so excited to be with you to take on another set of challenging activities. Plus, an exciting story awaits you today. Math heroes, gear up! You are in for another fantastic day with the Mathtastic 5. For today's lesson, you will learn how to subtract fractions and mixed fractions without and with regrouping. In the previous episode, you learned the rules on addition of fractions and mixed fractions. This time, you will subtract them to get the difference. Math heroes, before we begin, let's relearn some important skills. When it's review time, there is only one Mathtastic hero who's always ready to help you. It's the amazing Super Driller!
Hello Math Heroes, I am Super Driller, your review hero. You need to pass my level by remembering the following terms and their corresponding meanings before proceeding to the next. Are you ready? Let's go! For today's drill, you need to remember the following terms and their meanings. In the previous episode, you have learned the different kinds of fractions. Fractions with the same denominators are called similar fractions. Fractions with different denominators are called dissimilar fractions. A fraction whose numerator is less than its denominator is called a proper fraction. A fraction with a numerator that is equal to or greater than the denominator is called an improper fraction. A fraction with the same numerator and denominator is called an equivalent fraction. A combination of a whole number and a fraction is called mixed number. Were you able to follow through? Fantastic! See you later, Math Heroes!
Math in a day!
Math heroes, in this episode, we will join a fun party as we celebrate the success of Super Kid Aliana in the Math Challenge. Coming up next is your favorite math adventure time. Are you ready? Great! I'll now give you to the best storyteller superhero in the Math Universe. It's not a plane, it's not a bird, it's Super Math.
I have traveled across the galaxy with the mission to share the most incredible stories to help you understand math better. Math heroes, let me tell you today's math adventure. In our last episode, Super Kid Aliana together with her mom planned to invite her friends over to their house for a celebration. They decorated their wall with a beautiful backdrop they bought. The celebration day has finally come and Aliana's friends arrived. They were happy and surprised with the preparation made by Aliana and her mom. While they are enjoying the celebration, Super Kid Aliana served them with a delicious pizza. One of her friends ate 1/8 of pizza. Super Kid Aliana then wonders how much pizza was left. Let's find out and help Aliana count.
There you go, Math heroes! It was such a fun adventure with Super Math and Super Kid Aliana. Now going back to our story, let's apply the steps in solving word problems to help Super Kid Aliana. Step 1. Read and understand the problem. Let's begin with what is asked. In this case, the fractional part of the pizza that was left. Number 2. What are the given facts? Super Kid Aliana brought a pizza and 1/8 of the pizza was eaten. Step 2. Plan. In order for us to solve this problem, we will use a diagram. Since 1/8 of the pizza was eaten, we can write the mathematical sentence as 1 minus 1/8. Step 3. Solve. Here's a picture of a pizza. This pizza has 8 slices. You already learned that when the number is a whole number, its numerator and denominator are the same when you convert it into a fraction. Therefore, we will rename the whole number as an equivalent fraction. 1 now becomes 8/8 since the pizza has 8 slices. When we write it as a fraction, its denominator is 8. Now we have 8/8. Then, we can perform the operation of subtraction. 8/8 minus 1/8 is equal to 7/8. We just directly subtract the numerators since the denominators are the same. Step 4. Check. To check if the answer is correct, we can use addition of proper fractions. 1/8 plus 7/8 is equal to 8 over 8. Therefore, our answer, which is 7/8, is correct. In conclusion, there are still 7 slices of pizza left. There you go, math heroes! Once again, we successfully helped Super Kid Aliana. Following the knowledge you gained from adding fractions and mixed numbers, you will essentially do the same processes today as we treat and solve problems on fractions and mixed fractions. This time, instead of adding the fractions, you will subtract them. Here's another example of subtracting fractions with common denominators. Super Driller, take it away!
Hello, math heroes. Let's have a drill. Answer this by subtracting the fractions. 4/6 minus 2/6 equals n. Step 1. Since there are similar fractions, directly subtract the numerators. 4 minus 2 equals 2. Step 2. Copy their common denominator, which is 6. Step 3. Reduce the answer to its simplest form if possible. Divide the numerator and denominator by their GCF, which is 2. So, our final value is 1/3. Did you get the right answer? Great! Math in a day!
Math heroes, this time, let's talk about subtraction of dissimilar fractions. In order to do that, follow these steps. Take this as an example. 1 7/9 minus 1/3 equals n. Step 1. Determine the least common denominator or the LCD. The denominators of 1 7/9 and 1/3 is 9 and 3. 9 is a multiple of 3, so 9 is a good choice to be our LCD. To check whether 9 is the right choice, let's list down the multiples of 9 and 3. The multiples of 9 are 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, and so on. And the multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. Notice that there is no common multiple lesser than 9. Therefore, the LCD of 9 and 3 is 9. Step 2. Get the equivalent fractions. Since 9 is already a multiple of 3, we will only convert 1/3. We can do it by using the LCD 9. Just like in our previous episode, we divide the LCD to the denominator. Their quotient will be multiplied to the numerator. The answer becomes our new numerator. Let's solve. 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3 times 1 equals 3. 3 is our new numerator, and just copy the LCD, which is 9. Our new mathematical sentence is 1 7/9 minus 3/9 equals n. Step 3. Copy the whole number. In this case, the only whole number is 1. Step 4. Subtract the numerators and copy the common denominator. 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. Thus, our final answer from the mathematical sentence 1 7/9 minus 3/9 is equal to 1 4/9. Step 5. Reduce the answer to its simplest form if possible. In this case, 1 4/9 is already in its simplest form. Super Driller, take it away!
It's me, the Super Driller. Math heroes, let's answer this drill. 1 3/4 minus 2/3 equals n. Step 1. Determine the least common denominator. The denominators of 1 3/4 and 2/3 is 4 and 3. Simply multiply 3 by 4. We get the product 12. To check if 12 is indeed the least common denominator of 4 and 3, we can list down the multiples of 4 and 3. The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and so on. And the multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. Notice that there is no common multiple lesser than 12. Therefore, the LCD of 4 and 3 is 12. Step 2. Get the equivalent fractions. Let's begin with 3/4. Divide the LCD by the denominator and multiply the quotient to the numerator. 12 divided by 4 equals 3 times 3 equals 9. Now, let's rename 2/3. 12 divided by 3 equals 4 times 2 equals 8. Next step is to simply copy the LCD. This time, we have a similar fraction. 1 and 9 twelfths minus 8 twelfths equals n. Since we already have the same denominator, we can proceed to step 3. Step 3. Copy the whole number. In this case, the only whole number is 1. Step 4. Subtract the numerators and copy the common denominator. 9 minus 8 equals 1. Thus, our final answer is 1 and 1 twelfths. Step 5. Reduce the answer to its simplest form if possible. 1 and 1 twelfths is already in its simplest form. See you in your next drill, math heroes. Math in a day!
Math heroes, this time we will subtract mixed fractions having different denominators with regrouping. Follow these steps. Take this example. 12 and 1/5 minus 2 and 2/3 equals n. Step 1. Determine the least common denominator or the LCD. The given denominators are 5 and 3. Since 5 and 3 are prime numbers, let's simply multiply 5 and 3. 5 times 3 is equal to 15. 15 is our LCD. Step 2. Get the equivalent fractions. Let's begin with 1/5. To rename 1/5, just follow the steps you were taught earlier. 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3. Times 1 equals 3. 3 is now a new numerator. Next, 2/3. 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5 times 2 equals 10. 10 is also a new numerator. From here on, just copy the LCD, which is 15. This time, we now have a new mathematical equation. 12 and 3/15 minus 2 and 10/15 equals n. Now take a look at 3/15 and 10/15. Since the minuend, which is 3/15, is less than the subtrahend, which is 10/15, we need to borrow or regroup one whole, or 15/15, from 12. Therefore, 12 becomes 11 and 15/15. Let us add 3/15 to 11 and 15/15. The answer is 11 and 18/15. Our final mathematical sentence is 11 and 18/15 minus 2 and 10/15 equals n. Step 3. Subtract the whole numbers, then the fractions. 11 minus 2 equals 9 and 18 minus 10 equals 8. Step 4. Reduce the answer to its simplest form if possible. 9 and 8/15 is already in its simplest form. To further test your skills, here's the math-tastic hero giving away drills. Super Driller!
It's me, the Super Driller. Find the difference of 6 and 1/2 and 1 and 9/10. Step 1. Determine the least common denominator. From the given fractions, notice that 10 is a multiple of 2. Therefore, 10 is the LCD of 2 and 10. Step 2. Get the equivalent fractions. In this case, we will only rename 6 and 1/2. Set aside the whole number and focus on the fraction part. By renaming 1/2, we will use the LCD. 10 divided by 2 equals 5 times 1 equals 5. We now have a similar fraction. This time, our number sentence is 6 and 5/10 minus 1 and 9/10 equals n. Let's take a look at the fractions. Notice that the numerator of the minuend, or the 5/10, is less than the numerator in the subtrahend. Since the numerator of the minuend is less than the numerator of the subtrahend, we need to regroup one whole, or 10/10, from 6 so we can proceed to step 3. Therefore, we will borrow one whole from 6 to be added in our fraction 5/10. So 6 will now become 5. The equivalent fraction of 10/10 will be added to 5/10. Now, let's add 5 and 10/10 to 5/10. 6 and 5/10 becomes 5 and 15/10. 15/10 is greater than 9/10. We can now proceed to step 3 with a final number sentence. 5 and 15/10 minus 1 and 9/10 equals n. Step 3. Subtract the whole numbers, then the fractions. 5 minus 1 equals 4. 15 minus 9 equals 6. Copy the common denominator, which is 10. Therefore, our answer is 4 and 6/10. Step 4. Reduce the answer to its simplest form if possible. We can reduce 6/10 by finding the greatest common factor that can divide both numbers. In this case, the greatest common factor that can divide both 6 and 10 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3, and 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. Therefore, our final answer is 4 3/5. Did you get the right answer? Well done, math heroes! Keep up the good work. Math in a day!
Wow, that was a tough lesson, but I believe in you, math heroes. And remember not to worry because the Mathtastic 5 will be with you all the way. Cheer up, keep on practicing. You can do it. Math heroes, this time, let's wonder together with our wonder hero, the Wonder Woman.
Hello, math heroes! I heard you're all doing well. I wonder if you have mastered the skills. Let's see. Can you still remember the steps in subtracting similar fractions? Step number 1. Subtract the numerators. Step number 2. Copy their common denominator. Step number 3. Reduce the answer to its simplest form if possible. To subtract dissimilar fractions, follow these steps. Step number 1. Determine the least common denominator or the LCD by finding the least common multiple of the given denominators. Step number 2. Get the equivalent fractions. Step number 3. Copy the whole number. Step number 4. Subtract the numerators and copy the common denominator. Step number 5. Reduce the answer to its simplest form if possible. To subtract mixed fractions having different denominators with regrouping, follow these steps. Step number 1. Determine the least common denominator or the LCD by finding the least common multiple of the given denominators. Step number 2. Get the equivalent fractions. Step number 3. Subtract the whole numbers, then the numerators, and copy the common denominator. Step number 4. Reduce the answer to its simplest form if possible. Subtracting fractions may require additional steps, especially in cases when the numerators of the minuends are smaller than those of the subtrahends. That will entail regrouping or borrowing from the component whole numbers. Great job! All my wonders have been answered. See you again, and remember, never lose your sense of wonder. Math in a day!
Math heroes, I am super amazed with your performances today. Are you having trouble with your math modules? Don't be shy to send a message in our Mathtastic 5 Facebook page. Your Mathtastic heroes are ready to serve you. And now, to complete our 5 remarkable heroes, I'd like you to meet your final Mathtastic hero. He always hides in the dark and looks for super kids in the math universe doing their homework. Look around, he might be taking a picture of you. It's time for Photograph with the Bat Math.
After searching every corner of the universe, I present you the math hero of the day, Ronmei Yeshua of Muntinlupa City. Show us your true power by sending your picture while watching our Mathtastic 5 episodes in our Facebook page. Just search Mathtastic 5 or post your photos with a hashtag MathtasticHero and be featured in our next Mathtastic 5 episodes. Watch out for updates on the social media pages of DepEd TV channel. I am Batmath and I will find you.
Are you the next math hero? Catch all our episodes here in DepEd TV and be a part of the Heroes League with the Remarkable 5. As always, this is Sir Ike, the Professor. Mathtastic 5, assemble!